All right, today we're doing a deep dive into something that's, well, it's massive. We're talking about the Pi network.
We are. And the timing couldn't be more critical.
It's a project that, promised to put crypto mining on everyone's smartphone. But we're here to talk about protecting yourself in what's become this enormous community.
Exactly. We've gone through the sources, and our mission here is really clear: to give you a map of the official Pi ecosystem and, maybe more importantly, show you how to spot the fakes. The risks are serious.
So let's start at the beginning, because the origin story kind of sets the stage. It was launched back in 2019 by some Stanford doctoral students.
Right. And their core idea was just to make crypto accessible, to move past the whole super complex, high-energy mining rig thing you see with Bitcoin.
Their solution was, it's incredibly simple. You open an app on your phone, you press one button once a day.
And that's it. You're mining Pi, low energy, super simple.
But what's really defining the project right now is this big move toward being real. For the longest time, all the talk was about the enclosed mainnet.
The testing phase, yeah. But that's actually out of date now. Based on what we're seeing, that status has officially changed. The project has moved into an open phase.
And the sources are specific on the timing here, which is a major correction for a lot of people following the space.
It is. The articles confirm the mainnet has been open since February 2025. That's a monumental shift. It means we're moving from theory and testing to actual verifiable use.
And that shift is exactly why this matters right now. The scale is it's huge. The sources point to over 100 million downloads by November of 2025.
And whenever you have that kind of exponential growth, the scammers are right behind. They follow the crowd.
Which means knowing how to protect yourself is probably the most valuable asset any user has. So, okay, let's unpack how people join, because that's where the first risk pops up.
Right. The mechanics are designed to be frictionless. You download the app, but you need an invitation code to get in, the viral growth model.
And there's a big incentive to use those codes, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely. The sources say using a referral code gives you a 25% boost in your mining speed.
That's significant. It's built to encourage you to bring more people in.
It builds that network effect, yeah. But right away, it introduces a point of friction, and that's on identity. The system demands real-world accountability.
You mean using your real name?
Exactly. You have to register with your actual verifiable name, and then after 30 mining sessions, you have to pass KYC.
And just to be clear, KYC is know your customer. That's standard practice in finance, right? To verify you are who you say you are.
It is. It's how they make sure every pioneer, as I call them, is a unique person. It prevents bots from just hoarding all the currency. And they are serious about it.
How serious?
If you fail KYC, or if you sign up with a fake name, there's a heavy penalty. You face a 20% loss of all the Pi you've accumulated.
Wow. Okay, so they're building this really tight, verified system on the inside.
But on the outside, it's the Wild West. The simplicity of the app is, kind of tragically, countered by how sophisticated the scams are becoming.
And this is where users get confused and, fall into traps.
That's the whole game.
Huh.
The official team wants your verified identity, but the scammers thrive on your anonymity and your desire for a quick payout.
So this is where we need to get really practical. Let's give everyone that warning checklist. The red flags that scream scam. What's the first one?
Okay, first off, the content is just wrong. Fraudulent pages will mostly publish completely unrelated stuff.
Yeah.
Generic news, clickbait, anything to draw traffic before they push the scam.
Right. They're trying to look like a real news page without doing any of the actual work.
Exactly. The second flag is engagement, or the lack of it. A low number of likes, comments, shares, especially when you compare it to the official pages.
Which should have millions of interactions given the user base.
Right. If a page claiming to be official only has a few hundred likes, that's a huge red flag.
And what's the third one? This one feels very crypto-specific.
It is. They feature frequent posts that violate the network's own rules, usually direct offers to buy your Pi right now. The Pi Core team strictly forbids that stuff.
So seeing those offers is a dead giveaway that you're dealing with a scammer.
100%. And the last one on the checklist.
Yeah.
It's a classic move. They're always trying to lure you into private Telegram groups.
Ah, the Telegram groups.
Always. They promise quick profits, create the sense of urgency, and pressure you into giving up your credentials or sending them money. It never ends well.
Okay, so beyond those structural signs, there are also ideological red flags. And the biggest one seems to revolve around this thing called GCV.
The greed consensus value.
Yes.
This is a fascinating clash between the community's hype and the developer's actual vision.
What is it exactly?
These fake pages, they constantly push this spectacular, almost mythical price for pi. It's always pi equals $314,159.
They just took the number pi.
They literally just took the mathematical constant and turned it into a price target. And the Pi Core team is actively fighting this.
I can imagine.
Yeah, the source is concerned that during an event called PiFest, the team explicitly stated that this GCV concept is completely contrary to their vision for Pi.
Their vision being about utility, not just speculation.
Precisely. They've told people any posts promoting that specific unrealistic value have to be deleted. It's the developer saying, hey, our value comes from use, not a number pun.
That really shows the tension at the heart of these projects, doesn't it? Trying to manage the community's expectations, especially when that hype is what's driving the growth.
It's a huge challenge, and it gets even darker. The sources point to sites that operate as, believe it or not, churches or sects.
What?
Yeah, they mix Pi with religious messaging. It's an attempt to merge financial hope with spiritual belief, all to convert or defraud users. It's a whole other level of manipulation.
And these scams aren't just in some dark corner of the internet, are they?
Not at all. They're all over Facebook, which is where a lot of users get their info. And, pretty surprisingly, they even pop up in the official Fireside forum.
So you have to be skeptical everywhere, even inside their own ecosystem.
You really do.
Okay, so since the best defense is knowing the truth, let's pivot and give everyone the official blueprint. If you want to verify something, this is the only list that matters.
Perfect. Start with a web. The main and only official website is mindpi.com.
.com. Got it.
And crucially, they have a dedicated safety page everyone should read. It's mindpi.com/safety.
And for that huge mainnet update we talked about, there's an official source for that too.
Correct. The original blog post that provides the context for the shift is at mindpi.com/bloggenclose-mainnet. And one more critical point on verification.
Go ahead.
Any email asking for two-factor authentication or anything sensitive, it must come from norreply@pi.email. That's it. Anything else is a phishing scam.
Okay, now social media. This is probably where most people get tripped up.
For sure. The key thing to remember is the handle. PiCore team. It's consistent. You have to check that handle every single time.
So on X, formerly Twitter, that's at PiCore team.
Right. On Facebook, it's PiCore team. And on Instagram, it's a bit different. It's at Pintwork.
And the founders themselves, can you follow them directly?
You can, and you should stick only to their official X accounts. Nicholas Kokolis is at Inkokolis, and Cheng Diao is at Chengdiao. They don't use secret channels to announce news.
All this focus on verification on official channels, it connects back to the bigger picture, doesn't it? They're not just trying to build a token.
No, not at all. They're trying to build a real-world, verifiable economy. This is where we go from KYC for individuals to KYB Know Your Business.
And that's a public list.
Yes, the official website has a KYB verification list. It publicly confirms which companies are actually integrating with the network. This is the difference between a speculative meme coin and a utility currency designed for commerce.
Do the sources give any big examples of companies on that list?
They do. They specifically mention that the crypto exchange LBank was recently added to the KYB list.
That's a pretty big deal. That's institutional recognition.
It is. It signals they're serious about building the regulatory bridges needed for real business adoption.
And that adoption is already happening on the ground, especially in Europe. The sources talked about a platform called PiBazar.eu.
Yes, PiBazar.eu is described as the first community bazaar in Europe. It's a peer-to-peer marketplace where everything is priced and paid for in Pi.
And it's not just for, like, digital collectibles or tech stuff.
Not at all. The categories are incredibly broad, which points to real, everyday use. You've got auto and moto parts, electronics, cosmetics, drugstore items, even professional services.
People are trading car parts and shampoo for Pi.
Exactly. It shows that currency is actually functioning as a medium of exchange at the grassroots level, which is the whole point.
Looking ahead, then, how is the team positioning themselves for long-term legitimacy?
They're very focused on compliance and engagement. The sources confirm they've been at major global events like Token 2049 in Singapore and the Consensus 2025 conference.
So they're stepping out of the developer bubble and into the wider financial world.
Absolutely. And the regulatory piece is paramount. They're actively prioritizing MiCA compliance.
That's the big European Union crypto regulation.
It is. For a project that started So grassroots to aim for that level of compliance is a huge statement. It's about accelerating the path to becoming a recognized financial asset.
And they're not stopping there. They're also moving into high-growth areas like gaming.
That's right. There's a new partnership with City Games to push Web3 gaming. Gaming is just a perfect use case for a currency like Pi. Massive engaged user base. It's a fast way to expand utility.
It's just a tremendous amount of real-world development happening, which makes all those scams we talked about earlier even more frustrating.
The potential is clearly massive, but it all requires this absolute vigilance from the users. The scammers are exploiting the dream.
Which brings us right back to the key takeaway for you listening. In a project like this, your number one asset is verified information. Full stop.
If you see a post promising a guaranteed buyout, or someone in your DMs is pushing that $314,000 GCV price, it's not real. It's not part of the vision. It's a scam.
It's one of the fakes we identified.
And this whole conflict, it raises a really important question, I think, for the future of crypto adoption in general. How much does a community's own hype, that desire for the impossible price, how much does it actually get in the way of a project's real pragmatic vision?
That's a powerful thought. The core team is actively fighting this greed consensus value to keep the project grounded.
So for you, the informed learner, what is that conflict between the grassroots fervor and the official realistic vision? What does that mean for whether a currency like this can truly reach mass adoption?
Something to really think about. And please remember, as all our sources state, investing in crypto carries a very high level of risk. Always do your own research, use those official safety links we shared, and be careful. That's it for this deep dive.